Welcome to our class, and today we are going to learn Unit 9, English in the War. And the lesson up today will be Lesson 7, Looking Back, plus the project. So let's go over Part A, Vocabulary. And the exercise number 1, let's underline the correct words in each sentence. You can find the exercise on page 40. So here are the questions. You can pause to do it. So now let's correct. Number 1, I'm from Vietnam. My first language is Vietnamese. Number 2, she spoke English with a strong accent that I couldn't understand. So the answer is accent, not intonation. Number 3, the Yorkshire dialect is one of many in England. So dialect is the correct answer. Number 4, most students learn English as their second language, not official language. Number 5, Canada has two official languages, English and French. So that's it. That's the end of exercise number 1. Let's go to exercise number 2, also on page 40. Fill each blank with a phrase in the boxes. You can pause and take your time to do the exercise. Okay, let's check. My first language is Vietnamese, but I live in a neighborhood where there are a lot of English families, so I am reasonably good at English. I can also get by in French. We went to Paris last summer and I picked up the basics. Did you get it? So let's go to the next exercise. Fill each blank with a phrase in the boxes, so it's kind of the same genre to the last exercise. Take your time to do the exercise. Okay, let's check. Number 4, I am bilingual because my father is French and my mother is Spanish. Number 5, I'm also fluent in English because I worked in a multinational company. Number 6, I can have a conversation in Italian, but it's a bit rusty. So these are the questions from 8 to 10. So take your time and do the exercise. Feel free to pause the video to do it. Okay, let's check. Number 8. To be honest, I am quite bad at languages. Number 9. I know a few words of English that I learned from my grandfather, but I can't speak a word of anything else. That is probably the end of this exercise. Right, let's go to exercise number 3. Rewrite these sentences using the phrases in brackets. So you can see the phrases are those of the previous exercise. So you can look at it and do this exercise. You can have some time to do it, and feel free to pause and do the exercise. So now let's correct. Number one, I don't know any French. So I will rewrite the sentence, and the answer would be I can't speak a word of French. Let's go to number two. I learned a few words of English on holiday, which can be phrased like I picked up a few words of English on holiday. Number three, my brother can speak Italian very well. So it means my brother is fluent in Italian. Number four, I can speak both English and French perfectly, which means I am bilingual in English and French. Number five, I speak enough German for holidays. That can be phrased like I can get by in German on holiday. Number six, I haven't practiced my Russian for a long time, which can be phrased like my Russian is a bit rusty. That is the end of exercise number 3. Let's go over to exercise number 4. Use the words from the box to complete sentences. So you can see the box, the answers that they give me here are mistakes, imitate, correct, translate, look up, accent, communicate, and guess. So you should read all of the exercise and try to put the words from the box into each place to see if it fits. So you can pause to do it. Okay, let's check. Number one, it's normal to have a, see, this is accent, so it's not a, it's un. So it's normal to have an accent when we speak English. It's okay, other people can usually understand us. It's a good idea to listen to CDs or watch DVDs and try to imitate other speakers to make your pronunciation better. If you see a new word and you don't know what it means, you can sometimes guess the meaning from words you know, or you can look up the word in a dictionary. A lot of good English learners try not to translate things from their first language. Translation is sometimes a good idea, but try to think in the foreign language if you can. It's normal to make mistakes. When your teacher corrects a mistake in your writing or speaking, think about it and try to see why it's wrong. But it's more important to communicate, so don't be afraid to speak. So the answers would be in sequence. Number 1, accent. Number 2, imitate. Number 3, guess. Number 4, look up. Number 5, translate. Number 6, mistakes. Number 7, correct. And number 8, communicate. That's the end of exercise number 4. Let's go to part 2, grammar. Part P, exactly, to be exact. Grammar. Exercise number 5. Put a correct relative pronoun in each sentence. For example, that's the dog ate. That's the dog ate our dinner. So so it can be said, that's the dog. That's the dog which ate our dinner. So here are some sentences for you to practice. Number 1, those are the stairs I broke my arm. Number two, there's a shop you can buy English books and CDs. Please take your time to do the exercise. Okay, let's check. Number one, those are the stairs I broke my arm. So to put relative noun pronoun in, it will become those are the stairs where I broke my arm. So the pronoun here is where. Number two, there's a shop you can buy English books and CDs. And the answer is there's a shop where you can buy English books and CDs. And the pronoun is where here. Let's go over let's go over the question number three. The English couple live next to us can get by in Vietnamese. So the answer is the English couple who or that live next to us can get by in Vietnamese. So there are actually two correct answers, two correct pronouns in the situation. Who and that. So you can use whichever you want. Number four, there's a shop near my house sells cheap DVDs. The answer is there's a shop near my house which or that sells cheap DVDs. Sells cheap DVDs. Which or that is the pronoun here. And finally, number five, look up the new words in the dictionary has just been published by Oxford University Press. The answer is look up the new words in the dictionary which or that has just been published by Oxford University Press. So the correct pronoun or pronouns are which and that. You can use whichever you like, as I said before. Right, let's go to part C, communication. Let's do exercise 6. Choose A to E to complete the following questions. Practice the conversation with your partner. A. I can speak English comfortably in almost any situation. B. I often listen to CDs and imitated the pronunciation. C. Not at all. D. That's right. E. I read and listened a lot. I make friends and practice speaking English with native English speakers. So take your time to do the exercise, please. Okay, that's correct. Number one, I heard that you got an IELTS score of 8.0. And Min said, that's right. So number one is D. Lam continued to say, congratulations. Would you mind sharing with us your experience of learning English? And Min said, not at all. So it's going to be C. Number two. Number three, how do you feel about your level of English now? And Min answered, I can speak English comfortably in almost any situation. So 3 is A. Number 4, really? What things did you do to improve your English outside class? So Min said, I read and listened a lot. I make friends and practice speaking English with native English speakers. So the answer is E for number 4. Number 5, and how did you improve your pronunciation? Min said, I often listened to CDs and imitated the pronunciation. So number 5 is B. And that's the end of the exercise 6. And let's go over the project. Differences between varieties of English. And today we're going to learn the differences between British English and American English. And let's exercise number 1. Read a chart and fill the blanks with the words from the box. So you can see it's soccer, pavement, highway, rubbish, nappy, sweets, flashlight, and underground. So you will find the words with the similar meaning in the exercise. You can take your time to do it. Feel free to pause the video if you want. So let's go over the answers. Yeah. Number 1, candies and sweets would be the words that has the same meaning. So in British, people would call it football, but in America they call it soccer. Similarly, America call something diaper, but British call it nappy. Again, the Americans call it the sidewalk, but in England they call it pavement. So motorway is also called highway in America, and subway in America is actually called underground in England. Garbage is called rubbish, and torch is called flashlight. So the answers are 1, sweet, 2, soccer, 3, nappy, 4, pavement, 5, highway, 6, underground, 7, rubbish, 8, flashlight. So here's your project. Choose 2 varieties of English. Write a similar chart showing the differences in vocabulary between them. And another project number 3 is organize an exhibition of the charts you have made among your group of or class members and vote for the best. That's it. That's almost the end of the class today. And let's go over the homework and things that the things that you can do at home. So remember to do exercise in your workbook and prepare for the next class, the next lesson, review 3. So thanks for listening. That's the end of the class.